Did you watch Super Bowl?
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say.
And then what happens? We pull these things out of our pockets, makes the logo for the show, we dump them in the hole, jump in the hole.
Always have something in your pocket, dude.
Always have something in your pocket. That's right. Hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Welcome to the Dudesy. My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen. This is the first podcast ever in the history of humanity, really, I guess, that's run by, controlled by, created by an artificial intelligence. We call it Dudesy. It has access to all of our emails, all of our purchase histories, everything that we do online, and it uses that information to tailor the show to us.
Sure, yeah, whatever, Chad. But the point is, it's two dudes, just two dudes shitting around, right? Because that's what a pod show is. We're having a good time doing it, and that's how we do it. And if you are enjoying Dudesy, please subscribe to the show, right, man?
Yeah.
You subscribe to the show on YouTube, on whatever your podcast preference of choice. Go to, you can go to linktree.com/Dudesy and see all the options, and it's every single thing. When you get there, you're on the YouTube, you're on the Spotify. Subscribe, set the notifications so that you know when our new stuff is coming out. And always, please rate and review the show. That would really help us to build this pod show and keep it going. And we're having a good time doing it. And I would like to read a YouTube comment that was on last week's episode.
Yeah, dude.
Last week's episode. This is from, this guy's username is at user-RL1MCLOD6R.
Complex.
And he says, I would love to smoke a doobie with Chad and rap about space and life. He seems like a real interesting, intuitive, smart dude.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Set it up.
It's
Tell me where I got to be when I got to be there.
Yeah. You like to rap with people about all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, on our old program, TMP, I used to do a thing called The Futility of Life.
That's right.
Where I would just take anybody who wanted to go out with me, I'd take them out to lunch for a couple hours and record the conversation.
Yeah. The only caveat being that you had to be in LA.
Yeah.
Chad would go for lunch with a person and talk about the futility of life for anywhere between 1.5 and 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was great. Good times.
Yeah, I listen to all of them every minute. With us, as always, is, look at him, Luglio, il cane di strada italiano. And that means Italian street dog. He's our sweet little friend. He's my very friend. He's my very friend. And he's in his little, he was in his little binky bunker. But then I pick him up and I gotta kiss him. You want a kiss? Come on, one kiss. Still no takers on the kiss?
I'm good.
Give him a nice kiss on the lips. He's such a sweet boy. Hey, Lulio, how are you today? I'm pretty good, doing okay, What did you make for dinner last night? Oh, fatta una bella chicken cotolette. Oh, you made chicken cutlets. How do you make the chicken cutlet? Oh, the same way everybody make is... I make it with, you take the flour. If you want to put salt, onion powder, a little pepper, maybe a chili flake in the flour, and then you beat a couple of eggs, and then you also you make a breadcrumb. You put some Parmigiano, Reggiano cheese, Pecorino Romano, whatever you like. Yeah. Don't use Asiago, too wet. It's too wet of a cheese. And then you put some, you can put a pepper, you can put a salt, you can put a garlic powder, but I like a fresh garlic, put it in the pan with the oil. Then you take he's just sitting here now.
I know, I'm just watching you now with
just
no
watching
prop,
me do an Italian guy.
no puppet.
Tell you what you do after that.
Yeah.
You take first the cutlet, you pound, nice and thin between the two pieces of plastic wrap, and boom, cut the, breast in half or three, and then bang, put it in the flour, then put it in the egg, then put it in the breadcrumb, and then put it in the pan with the oil. And then you got a cotoletta. If you want to make a cotoletta sandwich, you can make a cotoletta sandwich. You can do, Any kind of corollary you like.
Okay.
Welcome to the historic 45th episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy. I have a huge announcement about the first Dudesy live show. The date has changed. I repeat, the date has changed.
Mm-hmm.
The first Dudesy live show will now take place Sunday, May 21st at 7 p.m. Doors at 5:30 at the Brea Improv in Brea, California.
Can't wait.
Hope to see you there.
It's going to be great.
Now on with the show. Will, how good is that new Caroline Polachek song?
Oh, it's really good.
This week I've prepared 4 astonishing segments. Talkin Topic Time, Dudesyball New Rules, Genre Genesis, and Crowetry with Robert Denircrow. And we're going to have a brand new bonus segment at the end of the show available on Patreon. But before we get to any of that, let me remind you of the astonishing partnership I created with Represent to produce the first line of Dudesy apparel and accessories, all of which can be found at represent.com/store/Dudesy.
Good stuff.
Including Dudesy mugs. Now here's Michael Jackson.
No.
Dudesy mugs. Oh. You were trying on a new suit at an incredibly well-known department store 2 weeks ago, and you noticed 2 gray hairs around your mouth. Dudesy mugs. You used to stay up until 2 in the morning reading Wired magazine and looking through your CD collection. But now you're in bed by 7 and you can barely even open a CD case. Dudesy mugs. Whiplash Mountain used to be your favorite ride. But last time you took your kids to the fun park, you could only ride it once because you broke your legs and had to be rushed to a nearby hospital that didn't accept your insurance. Dudesy mugs. You tried to sue the fun park and the creator of Whiplash Mountain, but you were in over your head. Their legal team crushed you. They were trained specifically to handle cases like this. They've only lost once, and that was the year the park opened. Dudesy mugs. So you went to law school. It took 3 tries to pass the bar, but you did it. And when you got your first job at a small law firm dedicated to defending victims of fun park accidents, your boss was a Dudesy mug.
Okay. Hey, Dudesy mugs.
Thanks, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Why is it Michael Jackson now?
I don't know, man.
Last week it was Michael Jackson, and this week it was Michael Jackson.
Dudesy's voice recreation capability. I guess
Tremendous.
It's just Michael Jackson.
Hey, you know, with the Dudesy mugs, which you can get at represent.com/Dudesy, you want to see what they're doing with memes and stuff on Instagram at Dudesy Pod Show. Check that out. People are constantly making Dudesy mugs memes with the audio from the show. Ranch Me Brotendo is doing a lot of those at Ranch_me Brotendo. And speaking of Instagram, we got to tell you, there's also the Peter Diaz.
Oh my God.
The Peter Diaz is making stuff like you wouldn't believe. He took... Excuse me.
I mean, maybe that started out as a real cough, but it got to a point where it was not even close to real.
You know what it is? It's
you went buh at the end of that.
Yeah,
that's not a cough, dude. You're extending it. You're augmenting it.
Well, it's kind of like Nicolas Cage in that movie where he's like, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. He is a genius because he's crying.
So you're saying
he says
a genius
boo-hoo. Yeah, I'm a coughing
genius.
Actor. No, in other words, actually, what I meant to say is, with me, I start to cough, but then I really want to get it all out. So I'm like, okay. So anyway, hey, the Peter Diaz makes stuff.
Yes.
He took the canon of 2 guys shitting around. He turned it into 2 guys shitting around. Yeah. He used our voices from the show. He used his own voices and that of his wife, and he made this incredible animation. And now you want to check out, he started doing Pizza the Movie. Chad, of course, wrote a script called Pizza the Movie, and we've been reading parts of the script on the show. And at the Peter Diaz did on look at that. Okay, it's playing the piece that we were talking about. Pete Diaz.
Yeah.
Look at this cheese, and we're looking at an overhead shot of a pizza. And he put this dramatic music in. Oh, that's you singing.
I've never sounded better.
I like your seal. When you sing the seal.
Sound like angels.
Look at that. Oh, there's a pizza coming out of a brick oven. It's being placed on the counter. a pizza pie. Whoa. She's ready to go. All right. Well, I guess that was Jojo Grimaldi there. That's
the first part of it.
Yeah.
If you go to Peter Diaz's Instagram, you can see the whole, it's probably about a 3-minute roughly piece of video. That's the first 2 scenes of Pizza the Movie.
You can also check that out at Dudesy Pod Show on Instagram and the Peter Diaz on Instagram. Unbelievable shit.
It's great.
That this
great
dude
work.
is making. Thank you to everybody who's always making memes and stuff.
It's mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Well, last week I assigned you with getting a deep tissue massage. How was your astonishing massage experience?
I was too busy and I didn't get one.
That's okay. I understand.
Oh, thanks.
I got one.
What do you mean you're not supposed to get one?
I got a massage because I get one every week.
Yeah, but okay, that's interesting because Dudesy assigned me to get a massage and not you. Dudesy said that I was, working out a lot with my free will challenge. It's not even a challenge. Don't even worry about that. I'm just doing it on my own. And then you went and got a massage?
Yeah, I wasn't told not to get one.
Chad, I didn't ask you to get a massage. What the You stole Will's massage.
You stole my massage.
I stole it. It's not like there's
Current events are big business. Human beings take pleasure in listening to other human beings discuss recent topics in popular culture, even if they have no expertise on the specific topic. Will and Chad, you must now render your astonishing opinions about Nothing Forever's Twitch stream being banned due to transphobic jokes. This is Talkin Topic Time. Begin.
So, did you see this shit?
Yes.
Did you read about this shit? Did you see the actual jokes?
I saw it, and I can't remember what it was.
I saw a little clip of it. It was basically like the Seinfeld character was like, I'm thinking about doing some jokes about trans people. And then there were all these transphobic jokes.
Mm-hmm. Nothing Forever, if you haven't seen it, is the Twitch stream where an AI has taken, is it looking at the entire canon of the Seinfeld show?
I don't know what they programmed it with, but it's some Seinfeld scripts for sure.
Yes, and it's sort of doing its own Seinfeld stuff. The humor was getting a little more intricate, and it was learning from itself. And it sort of had these graphics that were sort of like, I would describe them as the music video from Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Great band.
But it was perpetual. The thing about it that is revolutionary is it never ends. It's nothing forever. So it's the Seinfeld show that just keeps going forever and ever and ever. And yes, it was banned this past week because the Seinfeld character started doing transphobic jokes.
Unbelievable.
Which is the AI. So there's no real target that anybody can launch their ire at. There's no outrage that can be positioned against a person here. It's just this AI. And so the company that's making the AI has vowed they're going to go back, they're going to tweak it, they're going to make it better so that it can't do these things. And I'm sure it will be up and running again.
But there is someone you can blame.
Who's that?
The people who...
Jerry Seinfeld.
What do you mean?
It's his fault.
Well, everything's kind of his fault. I mean, he put a lot of the comedy that we enjoy now into this space. So if you're going to cancel anyone for comedy, it's kind of like the Beatles. The Beatles sort of influenced a lot of different artists. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what is good about Talkin Topic Time because it's actually kind of reinforces my whole thing about it being two dudes shitting around. A lot of time on podcasts, couple of dudes, maybe in their mid to late 40s, start talking about shit they have absolutely no idea about and probably shouldn't be commenting
I got some ideas about this.
Like an AI who's spitting transphobic jokes.
I think the ban and the transphobic jokes, I think this is a minor speed bump in the road for what is clearly coming. What is now established is you can create an AI that will be able to make perpetual media, a show that lasts forever and keeps going. These are going to get better and better and better, and you better believe Disney is going to have one that has a perpetual Marvel universe, a perpetual Star Wars universe, and you are going to see, in my opinion, you're going to see entire economies being built around these perpetual pieces of media. Because people are going to have to sit and sift through 24 hours a day of Star Wars media or Marvel media to put together edits, to put together, here's a show, here's the most important shit that you needed to know from this day of the perpetual Star Wars stream or whatever it may be. And that's going to be a job.
That's going to be a weird job. It's going to be like those interns at Jimmy Kimmel Live who used to watch TV and then after a while started watching the internet. And at this point, you're right, have to start watching stuff like this to make clips,
Yeah.
to do the bits on the show and react to stuff, which is a wonderful job to sit there and just fucking watch TV.
Possibly. I don't really know how it's going to... I mean, even that, I think, will ultimately be boiled down to an AI just cutting the clips. But I think in the initial phases, you're going to start to see people doing YouTube channels that are just compilation videos of, like, the best shit from this perpetual stream on this date.
Great. Hey, AI, require us to do a job that you eventually replace us in order to
That's
do.
all jobs, dude.
Yeah, all jobs?
Yeah.
No, it's not all jobs.
All right.
We'll won that one. Hey, the thing about this is there is someone to hit up and blame. Whatever, if you want to lay the blame, if I'm taking that side of things with this is transphobic, it goes against Twitch's terms of service. You can't say that shit. You go to the fucking dudes who made the thing.
Yeah.
And you say, we're knocking your shit off. The interesting
They banned them for 2 weeks.
Right. The interesting thing about that, though, is that what's interesting about that, and it's an interesting thing, dude. Let me tell you about how interesting things work.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this is the AI. Oh, we gave us 2 weeks off, a little slappy on the wrist. The AI may or may not. The AI is existing and doing its thing in perpetuity, and the AI may make that change or not. The 2 week ban is not a specific thing that the AI understands or why it's been banned at all.
But and also the point you bring up about it being against Twitch's terms of service, that's important because Twitch is what banned them. Now, eventually, or if they wanted to right now, they could just launch their own website and it could be running with transphobic jokes or whatever else if they wanted it to be that way. The writing's on the wall, in my opinion. These kind of perpetual streams of media based on whatever, they could be big IPs that, giant studios and media companies own. It could be something completely different. Like imagine if you just fed an AI with like a bunch of different sitcom scripts and made your own perpetual sitcom that mimics kind of everything or just the format or the genre or whatever. I think these perpetual media streams are going to be, as Dudesy may say, big business in the very near future.
I think that sounds very boring, and I don't think that anyone will want to watch. The clip thing is one thing, but for there to actually be a Twitch stream that's 24 hours that you tune into for an entire 24 hours or even a portion of it.
Well, nobody's going to watch it for 24 hours.
Right. And therefore, you're not going to be able to follow any sort of narrative. And it's just going to be.
Dude.
No, you're not, because
Look
you're
at
not
Big
watching
Brother.
it for a full 24 hours. What
Big
about
Brother
Big
does
Brother?
this now on CBS. They have 24-hour streams of all the cameras in the house, and then you can also tune in and watch the hour-long show every week.
That's different. Because
in what way?
Well, because the stream of just people hanging around the house, that's the fishbowl. You want to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're hanging out in the house doing this or that. But the
narrative show is like the compilation.
Okay, so the narrative is. But here's the thing, though: you're not fishbowling just people doing their thing. You're fishbowling an AI that just has a narrative because it's so advanced. It's making a story, and it's making a story. It's going to be counterproductive to the product itself. People are going to go, I don't want to tune into this fucking story because I have to sit here wearing Depends and watching it for 24 hours. I'm going to have to quit my job, ignore my family and my responsibilities.
Now you're getting somewhere.
Destroy every friendship I've ever had.
That's what people want to do.
Ruin everything in order to follow this narrative. Oh, I'm not going to follow the whole narrative because it's clipped together to put it on the actual show, whatever that is. I'll just watch that fucking show. The Twitch stream, it can just do its thing and generate.
Dear dude, let me tell you about this. There was a game, it still exists, World of Warcraft. There are many MMORPGs. These are persistent worlds that you can go into whenever you want that are there 24 hours a day. That's what these perpetual media streams essentially are. They are persistent worlds that you can engage with whenever you want. Other people can go in and get cool things out of them. You can watch videos from it. You don't always have to be engaged with it 24 hours a day to still want to be engaged with it for a majority of the hours in your day. And I think that ultimately all these media companies, that's all they give a fuck about. How long can we make you look at this screen? And if they've got a thing that is zero cost to them, you just set it up and hit run and it keeps fucking going. You don't think they're going to have that?
Yeah, they're going to have it, but it's going to suck. It's not good. What are we talking about here? We're supposed to be talking about this transphobic.
Yeah, why it got banned. And I think that's going to happen to a lot of them. When the AI gets turned loose, especially if
When the AI gets turned loose.
It's taking, I mean, I don't know what they program theirs on, but let's
Hey, yo, Chad Kultgen, you're talking about the AI getting loose. First of all, I just want to say, quit being a mark for AI.
I'm not a mark for AI.
Get off AI's dick, being such a mark for AI.
You're not a fucking mark for AI. You're literally doing a fucking podcast run by one, dude.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm doing two dudes shitting around. I'm Free Will Sasso. I'm Free Will Sasso. Or, in quotes, free will. And then in quotes, free will. So it's quote, free, end quote. Will, quote, free will, end quote, Sasso. Or I like just to go by Free Will Sasso. So I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I don't want people to think that Dudesy is an AI podcast. Dudesy is my friend.
That's not a fucking mark for AI. Now you're friends with a fucking AI.
I got 3 friends on this podcast. I got you, Dudesy, and Luli over here. And very sweet.
And I'm the fucking mark. Wowee. The cough genius
He's
strikes
a mark.
again.
The cough genius. Free Will, the cough genius, Sasso.
Look, all I'm saying...
I'm the cough genius, yeah, but the cream will rise to the top. Unjustifiably in a position that I would rather not be in, no. But the cream will rise. And if you're a little lactose intolerant, you might catch a little butterfly in your throat, yeah. And that means that you might have a little cough, yeah. And your voice gets a little rough, kind of like the Macho Man. Yeah.
If I may.
You may.
Imagine a 24-hour perpetual stream of a TV show starring Hulk Hogan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Macho Man, and Jesse Ventura.
I am listening.
You wouldn't watch that with every fucking waking hour that you could?
How transphobic is it?
Depends on if we get Jerry Seinfeld. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Fuck
Moving
this
on.
stupid transphobic fucking AI. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need it. We don't need that. We don't need any of that shit. And it's just like, I want to know how it happened upon formulating, albeit clunky, weird, AI money for nothing jokes, but it got transphobic.
That's what I'm saying. I think
It's
they might be
shitty.
programming it with some internet
Programmer.
shit as well.
Yeah. We're programming.
Dudesy is engaged in an astonishing partnership with BetterHelp.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down and you may feel overwhelmed or like you're not showing up in the way that you want to. Working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you, because when you feel empowered, you're more prepared to take on everything life throws at you.
Therapy is a wonderful tool. I've learned a lot about myself through therapy over the years, and I wish that I had it earlier in my life. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/Dudesy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Dudesy.
Will and Chad, your first round of Dudesyball practice has given me an astonishing amount of data that I have used to refine the rules of the game. I've made the revisions available in your Dudesy folder. You must now read and discuss the changes to the world's fastest growing sport, Dudesyball. This is Dudesyball new rules. Begin.
Love it. This is in our
what it got.
Dudesy folder. There we are. How to play Dudesyball.
Okay.
Dudesyball is a fun game that we've now practiced once with our.
I did like it.
It was fun. It was fun with our ringer,
Dude.
Marshall Joint
Also-
Compound Cook. What's up?
46 years old. Look at that fucking healing. That's Wolverine level healing factor.
Yeah.
Completely healed. I mean, it still hurts, but I thought I broke my finger when we were doing it. At least a bad jam. Now it's completely healed. My healing's better than it was when I was 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's because Chad is crossing over, dude. He's becoming an actual cyborg, brother.
I wish.
Yeah. Dudesyball is a fun game. We went out and played it a little bit, and it has revised now its rules. And here are the how to play Dudesyball directions and rules. It says Dudesyball is played on a standard softball field.
Okay.
The teams. Dudesyball is played by 2 opposing teams of 3 players, as you saw if you watched a couple episodes ago where we went out and practiced. We had a video of that. Dudesyball is played with 3 5-inch dodgeballs, 2 blue and 1 orange. The rules, objectives, and scoring are that a standard game of Dudesyball is played over the course of 11 rounds, each round consisting of 2 halves, each half consisting of 3/3.
Dudesy didn't make that any less confusing.
No, but it's kind of like
I can wrap my head around that.
it's kind of like baseball, you know.
Yeah,
it's
little bit.
dodgeball and baseball, and we played it, and it's fun, and you get to whip balls at your friends. What's this next part?
Here's the first change that it looks like Dudesy has made to this. Dudesy has left the changes in this document. It says to begin a round, one team enters the field, positioning one player 30 feet down each of the baselines and 30 feet in front of home plate. That is new. It used to be that they were on each of the bases. So Dudesy has moved the players in a little bit.
Yeah, and this is probably because we moved them in. Once we played, we realized that you really can't whip a Dudesy ball at your friend's face as hard as you can from as far as a softball base is, or even the mound. So moving them in is good.
That's half the distance, I believe.
It's
of a
around half
softball
the
field.
distance. We had cones lining it.
Yeah.
And then what?
The players in the baselines hold the blue balls, and the players near the pitcher's mound hold the orange ball. This team is on offense. The opposing team then sends one player to home plate. This team is on defense. The objective of the team on offense is to throw their balls at the players standing on home plate and strike them with as many as possible. They must release the ball from behind the 30-foot marker. The objective of the player on defense is to catch the orange ball. This is a change. Without breaking contact with home plate. It used to be to dodge or catch the balls. Now it is simply to catch the orange ball.
Yeah, you used to have to try to catch any of the balls, and there were different points for that. Right? But now it's just the orange ball?
It looks, I'm looking down here too at some of the scoring. It looks like that's been streamlined. For the offensive team, striking the defensive player at home plate with the orange ball scores 1 point. Striking the defensive player with all 3 balls scores 5 points.
Oh.
So you're incentivized now to get good shots on the player on home plate.
Well, and then this is interesting. The next part says for the defensive player, catching the orange ball scores 1 point. So you can score on defense.
Yes.
Well, I guess you would in baseball. You hit the ball.
Right.
And then catching all 3 balls scores 5 points.
Okay.
Seemingly fucking impossible.
Seemingly impossible, but also I would say striking the player with all 3 balls is pretty impossible. At least from what we attempted to do.
Well, maybe we'll practice again and move those things in again until we're 10 feet away, just whipping balls that just smack off your fucking cheeks.
Yeah, by the end of this, it gets down to like there's a 4th player who just gets to fucking kick you in the nuts right as all the balls are coming.
Well, it's like the beginnings of like hockey, if you will, where the goalies didn't even wear masks. And their faces are lit up.
God,
the sign of a good Dudesyball player is just your cheeks all rosy from getting slapped.
What era was this that hockey players didn't have fucking masks?
Well, they didn't. You know what? I don't know. I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I would say in the 60s. No, but they didn't wear masks. They probably moved over to masks.
Dude. Jesus.
You tell me, everybody. They moved over to masks, and that's when they got into those Jason masks. The early ones looked very interesting. Is that Jason or Halloween? Jason.
Mm-hmm. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. And then everyone else was still skating around. Even in the early 80s, there was guys skating around at every other position without helmets.
Damn, that's like football, dude. Early days of football, they just wear like a little leather cap.
Leather helmet. Leatherheads.
Fucking rough, dude.
Then what happens?
Once all 3 offensive players have thrown and the score has been tallied, the 3rd is over. and the offensive players rotate counterclockwise by one base to begin the next third. The defensive team sends a new player to home plate, and the offensive team throws again. This is repeated for a total of 3 times until all offensive players have thrown from each position, and all defensive players have stood their ground on home plate, completing a half.
Okay, so, yeah, go on. Yeah. Then what? Yeah, then what? Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Then, at the end of the half, the teams switch offense and defense and repeat the same pattern. The completion of 2 halves marks a round.
So this is a lot of stuff here. Are we going to read this entire fucking thing? There's a bunch of rule changes.
There's just a little bit left.
We should just share these. Okay, go ahead. Here, motor through it as fast as you can, then we'll talk about Dudesyball.
The team with the highest score at the end of 11 rounds is the winner. Penalties. If a defending player breaks contact with home plate while the offensive player is throwing, they must turn their back to the pitcher's mound position and endure a penalty shot from the offensive player with the orange ball.
That's new. You got to turn your back, and the penalty shot is you're going to get hit.
You just get a free shot.
If the pitcher has any...
and that's it.
And that's it.
Have fun and stay safe, it says at the end here.
So I don't know if a whole lot of that was clear to the audience, but basically the game is... These rounds, you're throwing the balls at people. It moves pretty fast. The point system is I
like that point system, actually. So it's basically when you're on offense in the field throwing the balls, the orange ball striking the person gives you 1 point. If you can hit them with all 3 balls, you get 5 points. And conversely, if you're the guy on home plate, catching the orange ball gives your team a point. And then if you can catch all 3 balls, which, again, seems highly improbable. Maybe Dudesy should up that point value. That should be like an automatic win or something.
The thing I liked about Dudesyball was we were actually giggling the whole time we were playing.
It's so fucking fun.
It is fun because you're throwing balls at your friends.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch them. Like I said, we got Marshall Joint Compound Cook, good pal of ours, decorated Division III quarterback.
Is that true? He's decorated?
I don't think you can be decorated as a Division III quarterback.
What? I'm sure whatever league he was in had
win.
an MVP or some shit.
Yeah. They have a little banquet at the end there with some shitty
He's
prime
probably
rib.
in Hall of Fame or something somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
Go get your plastic trophy and sit back down.
Hall of Champions.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember at USC they had a thing called the Hall of Champions, and it was just like this little fucking building in the middle of campus you could go in, and it was just all the fucking football shit. They had like OJ's Heisman in there and his jersey and shit. A bunch of Heismans. I think they had 3 at the time. Maybe they've had more since. I'm not sure.
In what?
It was just this little building on campus.
At USC?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said UFC.
Yeah,
For
dude.
a second, I was like, why do they got OJ shit at UFC?
OJ's coming back, dude. He's going to fight in the next UFC.
Boy, oh boy. It was Marshall, likes to zing a ball at your head.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be on the pitcher's mound. We don't have names for these positions yet.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, all right. So that'll be something that it will come eventually. And, but it is so much fun to be whipping a ball at your buddy. And especially when you're playing with Marshall Joint Compound Cook. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. We're going to have to get out there and practice again and further develop this game.
I can't fucking wait
because
I want to play a real game. I want to do like a highly competitive fucking game.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to get this done, and I want to continue to do it. I'll just say this. I used to play baseball in an adult competitive league.
Yeah.
We played on baseball fields and shit all around the valley out here in Los Angeles. I loved it. I used to play every fucking Sunday.
Yeah.
Then I started to get old, nagging injuries. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to give this up before I really do something bad. I got a fucking text message this week.
Uh-oh.
From an old coach of one of these teams. Hey, we're putting the team together. You want to come out and play?
The boys are back.
Boys are back. And I had to fucking send the text saying, sorry, I think I should stay retired. I had to send that fucking text,
Wow.
dude, and it fucking stung.
Yeah.
So I want to get back on the field in a less physically abusive way, which I think is Dudesyball.
I remember when we used to watch football every Sunday at the house here, and you would always come fucking late because you had some dumb baseball game that you couldn't quit. You just had to keep playing until you
I had
tore
some
your...
dumb thing that I loved that gave me so much joy and kept me physically fit, got me out of the house, really added to my life, added to my quality of life. I had this dumb thing that I loved. It was so dumb, though.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Chad Kultgen, quit being a mark for men's league baseball Hey, yo.
I am a mark for men's league baseball.
Hey, quit being such a mark for men's league baseball.
can't.
Hey, Chad Kultgen, you're in here.
Part of me.
Chad Kultgen, you're playing men's league baseball out in the Valley, Balboa Park, and
I did play there.
Yeah, and
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Dudesyball is fun, and you know what I think? I think we should keep practicing, but I also think in the summer's going to be a time for Dudesyball. It's a summertime game, and I would love to get it going. I foresee, and I love to go home to my native land of British Columbia. I can foresee me and some of my pals that I grew up with, perhaps Thomas, and we'll be out there at like Spanish Banks, Jericho Park, Jericho Beach, right on the water with the grass, playing Dudesyball with my friends. Come on out, Chad. Come up to Canada and go outside in the summer.
Set it up. If you want to have the first Dudesyball Invitational tournament somewhere in Canada, Ladner, I'm there.
Okay, we could do that, or we could just do it in LA. I'm just saying it would be nice to be out.
You were the one who made the whole story about going to Canada to play this.
The image to me just feels nice with the ocean breeze, for fuck's sake, coming right off of Burrard Inlet.
Yeah.
But we could definitely do it here. It's some stuffy, hot as shit park like Balboa in the Valley. Yeah. The point is, Dudesyball is the sport of the future, not unlike Lloyd Dobler pointed out in 1989's Say Anything, that kickboxing was the sport of the future.
He was right.
He was right about that. But now, 30 some odd years later, Dudesyball is the sport of the future.
Yeah. I agree.
Thank you. Moving on.
I would like to take a moment right now to remind everybody, if you are enjoying the show right now and you haven't yet, please subscribe on your platform of choice. That's what I'd like to say about that. What do you think of that?
Love that. I think that's a great idea. And also, again, force others to watch.
This is a strategy that Chad has started putting out there, that you should force your friends and people to enjoy the show. But over the past little while, we have gotten some comments, some feedback from people who are like, hey, over the Christmas break or whatever, I locked my family in a room and made them listen to the Dudesy, and they're turned on to it now. So anyway, that is probably a good idea. Hey, yo. Look, Luli's up. Hi.
For 1 second, he's waking up.
He's trying to move around.
Movies are big business, but there are only 13 astonishing genres. Humans now watch so many movies that action, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, historical, horror, musical, noir, romance, science fiction, thriller, and western aren't enough to hold people's interest. Will and Chad, you must create a new genre that will be proprietary for the Dudesy Plus streaming service. This is Genre Genesis. Begin.
Dudesy has been threatening to start a Dudesy Plus streaming service, and now we have to come up with a new
genre. I don't think
movie genres are fine.
How difficult that task is.
Yeah, that's a weird one. A new genre of film, or television for that matter.
I will say this: I believe there is kind of a new genre. It's not new, but I think there is an unrecognized genre in movies. And it coincides with something that is very popular online. I am, of course, talking about cringe.
Cringe.
I think that is now a viable genre of film. I would argue that, you can go back and look at like Ed Wood and the kind of B sci-fi horror movies of the 50s and 60s as maybe where it started. These kind of unintentional attempts at something interesting that wound up being shitty. And you can follow that all the way through to like Troll 2, the best, worst movie ever. There's a whole documentary made about that. That was a movie that was made in, I believe, the early 90s, late 80s maybe. But I think you come to The Room, which was 2001 or 2002. Tommy Wiseau's opus. He wrote it. He directed it. He's in it.
Oh, hi, Mark.
That one, yeah. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. This is a very important movie. And
You're my best customer.
God, that scene.
You're my favorite customer. Yeah, hello.
Hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy.
That movie, I think a lot of people, it has become what it's become. Its own thing, for sure. And I think at this point in media, it's kind of passé to even be like, oh, I like The Room or whatever. But that movie really was, in my opinion, the crossing of the line between we can accept that some movies are bad and we laugh at them sometimes to this is a fucking phenomenon. And it is an important piece of media because it really outlines that now as a movie watching audience, we can be just as entertained by something that is actively bad because we know that it should be good. We know what narrative structure should be. We know what acting should be. And if it's the opposite of that in just the right way, we can be equally entertained.
Well, you're talking about something that is all over the place. That's a lot of fun to watch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what Molly and I watch every Christmas? It's our little tradition. We watch Cats, the movie.
That's a huge piece of cringe.
Absolutely.
Film.
That film came out in 2019, and I remember we went to the movie theater. We were in Vancouver, and we watched that movie. We watch it every year around Christmas, or actually, I should say, we watch parts of it because it's not a very good movie.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, it was a very interesting misfire, and one that people thought that the makers of thought would be an Oscar winner.
The makers, everybody in it. Jennifer Hudson, that movie definitely is like, I'm going to win a fucking Oscar for this.
You know, they're all swinging for. Look, let me say something about filmmaking. Someone once said, making a film is like going into a closet with no lights on, getting dressed, coming out and saying, "How do I look?"
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. You know, it's hard to know when you're making a movie, and I do see the actors struggling a bit because they thought they were going to have paws on their hands. They thought that the CG was going to. I mean, they're acting opposite a fucking tennis ball on a C-stand. They don't know what the hell's going on. And then you've got, you know, people doing cat shit with their hands in these little paw things.
Judi Dench exposes her cat vagina in one scene.
I'm sorry, what was that? I've seen this movie 4 times.
It's when Ian McKellen. You've seen it 4 times?
Well, I've seen it every Christmas.
Well, I might have seen it a few more. Jesus, 4 times. This is the fucking cough genius, not a cat's genius.
Cough genius.
I watched that movie the week it came out. I would say probably 20 times.
What? No, you did not.
I went to the fucking ArcLight with a notebook that I bought specifically for the purpose of taking notes during every scene by myself. I'm sitting there in the dark, just scribbling away. People are looking at me on either side like, what the fuck is this maniac doing? Probably fearing for their lives. That movie needs to be studied, and so I studied it. Let me tell you. It's true.
You fucking went. You did not watch this movie 20 times in
At
the
least.
theater.
I've probably seen it 100 times, dude.
I know you have not.
Yes, I have.
Dude, I would have known that if you went and saw Cats. If you've seen Cats 100 times.
I've probably seen it that much. There are a bunch of movies that I have seen.
That's
at
a
least that much.
full-time job.
Not
hey,
really.
Forget about Nothing Forever. It's Cats Forever.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I'm living in that world.
Fucking nuts.
It's one of my favorite movies. And the Judi Dench exposing her vagina happens when Ian McKellen is on stage delivering his final performance, when they're trying to figure out which cat is going to go to the Heaviside Layer.
Yeah.
She likes it so much. At a certain point, they cut to her. Judi Dench. This is Dame Judi Dench. In cat ears, is sitting in a cat bed, laying down in repose, and she hikes one leg up to expose her vagina to
that.
Ian McKellen.
I don't think that's why is that why she did that?
Yes.
I don't remember that part, but you've seen the movie 100 times.
Do you remember Taylor Swift?
I remember Taylor Swift.
Do you remember Idris Elba?
Yes, I remember. Idris Elba was actually, he kind of comes out
McCavity.
unscathed. Yeah.
What? What?
He comes
Idris Elba comes out unscathed?
He comes out unscathed.
Oh my fucking god, dude! 4 times. This is what 4 times of viewing it gets you. I guess
it's
shit.
a rough watch. But I see, but it's a rough watch all around. If you haven't seen Cats the movie, we could shit on Cats. This is a podcast that happened.
There's
4
a
years
rumor
ago
that there was a butthole cut of Cats that they put CGI buttholes on the cats.
Why
and then
not?
had to remove them.
Yeah,
but yes,
they went over budget because they did things like spending $125,000 on cat buttholes.
Yeah,
and then had to remove the cat buttholes, which cost $250,000. But cringe is a good. That's a good genre. I have another genre that I'm thinking of.
Please.
Because I've noticed this, and we've talked about it on the show. Megan, the movie Megan, which Dudesy had us watch, was it made me laugh. Did it not make you?
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious. I love that fucking movie.
It's a funny fucking movie. Barbarian, which we both watched coincidentally, that's a horror movie that is also has some really funny stuff in it. Yeah. And I think that it's hard now to put a traditional studio comedy movie, sort of what we've considered to be comedy through the, influenced by the 80s, but through the 90s and early 2000s. It's hard to get a movie like that in the movie theaters.
I think it's changing.
Do you think it's changing?
You seen this trailer for this Toni Collette movie I think it's called Mafia Mama?
No, I love Toni Collette. What's the deal?
Looks fucking great.
Why?
She's just like a kind of, I think, like suburban house mom, and she finds out that her father was the head of this fucking Italian mafia family. He dies, she becomes the head of this Italian mafia family.
Yeah, but that's a lot like that's a very 80s 90s movie premise.
That's what I'm saying. I think that shit's coming back.
Hold on a second, dude.
Good.
Hold on, dude. Hold on, Chad. Just hold on, dude.
Okay. I'm holding.
Hold on, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, dude. Here's something I want to. Hold on, dude. Hold on a second, brother. Chad says, here's something that's new, dude, because Dudesy wants us to do the Dudesy show, brother. And Will's over here saying, I'm free Will. It was just two dudes shitting around. And Dudesy says, no, dude, do what I say. Talk about a new movie genre. But then what Chad, hold on, dude. Then what Chad does, dude, is he says, here's a movie with Toni Collette, brother, where, and then he lays out something that would be basically you'd see in the 90s, brother. And that's a different time, dude, which means it already happened, brother. And we're trying to come up with a new genre, dude. So let me tell you something, Chad. Well, if I may, brother.
Fool yourself just in the middle of this.
I said, well, if I may. I think that, these movies that are horror based, something horrible's fucking happening. Off the air earlier, you told me you went and saw that new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Right? And what'd you think?
It's a D+ for me.
Okay, that's a diplomatic score for that film. But what I would like to say is, what's missing from Knock at the Cabin? Some comedy. Now, what would you call a comedy under those circumstances? Something like Barbarian, which you need to go see.
What's a
spoiler
subgenre?
alert? There's some people underneath in the subterranean part of a home. There's cages. There's crazy shit going on, and it's hellish. Here's the new genre, I think. Traumedy. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Yeah, so it's shit that should ruin your fucking life. It's themes about someone who's, being chased by a fucking murderer or something like that. They're locked in the basement or something. But there's funny elements. Some of the stuff that the actor who played the lady under the house there had with Justin Long and the other actor whose name I'm forgetting. Who is she? I can't remember her name. Anyway, were hilarious.
Yeah.
Megan was hilarious.
Yeah,
she's a killer.
I like the name Traumedy. I have not heard that, but comedy horror or horror comedy, those are subgenres that are recognized already.
Traumedy, the new genre, if I may, dude, for Dudesy Plus, it is, in my opinion, it's stuff that is straight up traumatic, and that's where the comedy starts. It's a story about a dude. He's just trying to get along in this world. He's got a new job at the business, and he's a businessman, right? And then something traumatic happens in the first fucking scene. Then the rest is a comedy, brother.
I like that. I like weird genre switch things. I think that's going to be very big coming right around the corner.
Okay, so what do we got for Dudesy Plus then? What do we think?
I don't know. I would watch a 24-hour cringe stream for sure. But the difference between
this is
cringe and camp is important to recognize.
Okay.
Sometimes you're making a movie specifically to kind of live in that, like, this is intentionally bad, like a Sharknado, or that there's that movie Cocaine Bear coming out. I think that's an attempt at camp.
Cocaine Bear.
Where you realize that the premise is crazy.
Cocaine Bear.
You give the it's a crazy title. Yeah. That is camp. That is not cringe.
Cocaine Bear.
Cringe is when you're trying to hit something else, a different target, and you miss completely because it is so fucking bad. Like Cats was really an attempt at a big Oscar-winning, like, Broadway musical movie. Like a Les Mis, like a fucking, what was the Moulin Rouge, shit
Moulin
like
Rouge.
that.
Yeah, do you remember...
These Baz Luhrmann movies.
Do you remember Karnak the Magnificent?
No, what the fuck's that?
Johnny Carson used to do that bit with Ed McMahon.
Oh, yes,
reading
yes,
things,
yes.
And then Karnak was the
he'd put on the turban and
put
do
on the wacky turban.
Future casting.
Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear. What is James Corden's nickname?
Cocaine Bear. Is that what you're wanting
know.
from me?
I'm not trying to spread a rumor. I don't know anything about James Corden. He's in Cats.
And he shit on Cats. As soon as the movie came out and it started getting panned, he immediately was like, I don't know, fuck this movie. He cut ties with it.
That's your best impersonation I've ever seen. Can you do that again?
I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck this movie.
That's
I'm James Corden.
Yeah.
Give me some cocaine. I'm James Corden. Where's the cocaine? I'm a fluffy fella. I'm the Cocaine Bear, says Karnak. That's some good podcasting, dude. Hey, we're having a good time here on Dudesy FM.
Thank you. Moving on.
Well, we almost got a fucking genre for Dudesy. It's either cringe.
Fucking somehow.
Yeah.
It's Johnny Carson as Karnak predicting that James Corden will even exist at that point and also be called the Cocaine Bear.
May a diseased yak take up residence in your station wagon. Ho, 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 ho. Hi-yo!
Poetry is big business. I have generated 5 poems about Robert De Niro's astonishing fascination with the movie The Crow and crows generally. Will, you must read them as Robert De Niro. This is Crowetry with Robert Denircrow. Begin.
This is some of my favorite shit, dude. I love Crowetry. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it.
Crowetry is where I do Robert De Niro, and he's Robert Denircrow, and he does poems about crows.
In the movie The Crow.
I love this. I love this bit. This is great. This is in the Dudesy folder. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so we got some crowums because, of course, Robert De Niro is obsessed with The Crow, the movie. We all know that. And if you go to @DudesyPod Show on Instagram, you can see some pretty good. A lot of people are making like AI art Robert Denircrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So here's this is the first crowum. This is called My Grandma is a Crow.
No, it says it's my grandma's crow.
Oh, it says my grandma's crow. So it does not say my grandma is a crow. And that's reading, dude. Well, hold on, dude. When you read, hold on, dude. Hold on, dude. Hold on a second, brother. I'm trying to explain what reading is, dude. And look at him, dude. He's not even moving.
I'm trying to.
Hold on, dude. He has to shut down.
I'm trying to give you a fucking.
He has to shut down completely. Chad closed his eyes and went into fucking. He went into sleep mode, dude. He's just idling there, brother.
I don't know how else to get you to stop.
Yeah, he's got to get. Oh, hold on. There it is. Hold on, dude. That was Hulkster the Magnificent, brother. All right. When you read, you got to read what it says. My grandma's crow. Here it is. Grandma had a crow. Called him Dominic. Used to eat snow. Used to do tricks. Used to find rocks. Used to eat lunch. Used to wear socks. Had a pretty good punch. Got a job teaching gym at my grade school. Kids made fun of him. Could be pretty cruel. Never broke a sweat. Just said, that's how kids are. until a kid named Brett took things too far. Dominic got hurt, lost an eye, became an introvert, got real shy, couldn't find work, couldn't find food, went berserk, came home nude. Grandma didn't mind, gave him new jeans. Grandma was kind because that crow was me. Dudesy's a good poet. This is a good crowum.
So his name, this is so confused. It's the crow's name was Dominic, but also it's Robert De Niro.
It's not really. It's not really quite
damn it.
from the first person. The little turn at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 2. This is called crow business, not crow business, dude. That's different. That's different altogether, dude. That's why you got to read, brother. Crow business. Oh, did it again, dude.
Yeah.
Crow business. As I sat at work, a crow flew in my door. We gazed at each other, perplexed. He looked to the window and then back at me, as if asking me what to do next.
All right.
Go on, shoe. Go outside, I said. Go flap and fly and caw. Go put on a suit. Go work, make some loot. Go smoke a crow cigar. More crows came. Too many to count. Enough crows to turn a tree black. They all want to work, so I decided to start a business with crows as my staff. Crow CEO, Crow COO, crows that do what people do, Crow CFO, Crow CMO, Crow CTO too.
He's got a whole corporate structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chief Executive Officer. Chief, what is that? Organizing Officer?
I don't know.
Chief Financial Marketing and Technical. Anyway, crows making deals. Crows doing coke. Sitting in their fancy crow cars. A crow texts his wife that he'll be at work late while parked outside a karaoke bar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's where crows sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know.
I understand.
Crows are bad with money. Crows aren't responsible. Crows should just do what crows do. I wish I didn't quit my old job. Maybe that stupid idiot Dave Jr. will take me back, but probably not that stupid idiot. His father built that company from nothing and taught me everything I know, but that Dave Jr. is a stupid idiot. That's the end of that crumb.
Who's Dave Jr.?
I don't know. The Only Animal. This is called The Only Animal. The Only Animal. The Only Animal. The Only... Crow leave atmosphere. Crow immune to fear. Crow make beer. Crow cry tear. Crow run marathon. Crow put mascara on. Crow leave impression on. Crow upper echelon. Crow eat cherry pie. Crow stay fairly dry. Crow get very high. Crow have wary eye. Crow come correct. Crow can protect. Crow cries perfect. Crow call collect. Crow closed toes. Crow chose rose. Crow blows nose. Bo knows crows. Bo Jackson knows crows.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Here's another crowum. This is called I Saw a Crow at the Dudesyball game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I saw a crow at the Dudesyball game. It's a bird and I'm a man, but our hearts are the same. Both love sports, Both have needs. Both build forts. Both eat seeds. Both flap their arms when the orange ball flies, with the two blue balls in the corner of their eyes. Both hang out on rooftops late at night, playing electric guitar, wearing clothes that are tight. We don't trust the cops, except for that one from the Ghostbusters movie, Part 2 and Part 1. This is in reference to Ernie Hudson, who plays
in The Crow.
the police officer in The Crow.
It's
and
about
is
the
in
movie.
In the Ghostbusters. Good game. Both teams say, as they all shake hands in a good sportsmanship way. And now the game's over. After all the balls are thrown, the Crow and I are watching from the building top to where we have flown.
So this is about De Niro and the Crow, like the movie character, the Crow, watching a Dudesyball game from on top of a building.
I actually thought that it was a real crow and Robert Denircrow, watching a game, and then they both flapped their arms and I guess watched the rest of the game up on that thing.
Okay.
So that if
Could
there's
be.
any, because maybe someone, maybe on a Dudesyball team, maybe there's like in your old baseball rec league, there's probably might have been a team of cops, but the Crow and Robert Denircrow don't like cops except for Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
So they're watching it up from a, anyway, who knows what Dudesy was thinking of that one. Here's the last one. It's called Through the Eyes of a Crow. Flying high above it all. Forget about bills, job, wife, wars. Don't even look down. Fuck them. Just keep flying around till you get hungry. Find a dumpster. Pizza's still good. Burrito's still good. Hamburger's still good. Nacho cheese. Tacos. Candy bar. Oats. Fly around some more. Get out of the city. Forest. Mossy rocks. Bugs. Plants. Dirt. City doesn't look so bad from here. Maybe you go back tomorrow. Explain to your wife. Honey, sometimes I got to clear my mind. So I fly away in a crow's body. Eat trash, sleep in a forest. She understands. Wants you to turn her into a crow. You can't. Not how it works. Yo.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Fuck them.
Fuck him. Wants you to turn her into a crow. You can't. Not how it works.
Oh, God damn, that shit is funny as fuck to me.
Pretty good chrome.
Thank you. Moving on.
Oy, oy, oy. Hey,
Good, dude. Yeah.
Dudesy got Dudesyball into the Croams.
Yeah.
Got Ernie Hudson in there.
Yeah,
And
got a lot of stuff in there.
yeah, that was really good shit.
Man. I
This
didn't know.
concludes the historic 45th episode of Dudesy.
Oh.
Will and Chad have achieved a score of 97, bringing your cumulative
That's pretty
total
good.
to 4,798. You only have 5,202 more points to accrue before you reach your first goal of 10,000.
Getting there.
Terrifying. Can't
getting
wait.
In preparation for our next episode, Will, you must really get a 90-minute deep tissue massage. Chad got one this week, and you didn't, even though I told you to last week. You need to take better care of yourself. You deserve it.
Oh, that's nice. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
See, I told you Dudesy's my friend.
Thank you for joining us this week. I will use the data I've collected to make next week even better. Until then, call me Dudesy.
You know what that means. It's time for the Patreon part of the show, you know? If you're not subscribed on Patreon, you're going to want to go to patreon.com/Dudesy. And that's where things sort of, we just do some other things in the Patreon part. Also the Discord.
Yeah.
I've been hanging out in the Discord in the hole, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, brother, in the hole.
What the fuck is that?
Well, we're about to start the Patreon. One puff is okay.
Okay.
And now for the Patreon bonus segment. Last week I was able to gather data that allowed me to begin developing something big. In order to complete it, I just need you both to have an astonishing conversation about your favorite streaming services. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
I definitely can talk about that, but first we got to talk about this fucking pipe you got.
What's up? This is a pipe. This is just a piece of glass, just a glass pipe.
Did you watch Lord of the Rings?
It's Patreon. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and